So this is part two. For this evening, what we'll be doing is working on the back part of the rocket. So the first part is we'll be putting the other wings on the top as well as on the bottom. As you can see, we've taken off the clamps and supports, so it's looking pretty good. It's looking very flat and even. In terms of the engines, we'll be securing them. So if you see at the back of this engine, you'll notice that the powder for the actual engine starts pretty, there's a good inch there of empty tube in this engine. So we'll run basically wires through here. We'll run wires through here, through that empty spot, right through the rocket tube. And in that way, we'll do wires here, here, and here through the rocket tube in order that all of these engines are secured in place. And that way, when thrust happens, you won't have the engine basically going through the rocket tube. It'll stay on one spot. And then at the end, when the parachute's deployed and the nose is basically popped off, you won't have this come shooting out. The wire will keep it in place. And the wires there will also be removable, so if you want to remove this afterwards, you can use it. The other thing we'll be doing is just basically cleaning up the wood here. So as you see, basically these are just pieces of, scrap pieces of balsa, similar to this, which is basically cut up and put in spots here around around these engines in order to fill them up. This little centerpiece is just basically a 1/4 inch piece of plywood that was put there and basically glued onto this tube here, which is the exact diameter of this engine. So we'll also be filling up those spaces as well. So once those spaces are filled and once the engines are secured, at that point we'll put the wings on, and that should be a good step.